Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Talk podcast. So, I was thinking, what happens to women who purposely chose to be in a promiscuous lifestyle? You know, the fun girls, the hookers, the strippers, the OnlyFans girls, your sugar babes, all that type of groups of women. What is their possible outcome? What happens to women like that most likely? So I picked out this video clip and I want to share it with you guys. Some people might have seen it before. I want you guys to listen carefully and then I will talk about it.
And the truth about it is, y'all, I'm hurting y'all because I want to be loved. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but I want help. I want to be loved. I want somebody to love me. I want somebody I can be vulnerable with. The problem is, and I'm not crying y'all because I'm sad, I'm crying y'all because it's like a release right now. But the problem for me, y'all, is that all the relationships that I had with men were not about love. It was about survival for me. I know how to seduce a man. I do not know how to love a man. And I'm mad with me. I'm not mad at men. I'm not mad at my life. I'm mad at me because I don't know how to fix me. I don't know how to fix it. That's accountability. I got pregnant really fast. I got pregnant within 90 days of knowing my baby daddy. And we don't talk about this because it's embarrassing and it hurts. It hurts.
So there's quite a bit to talk about in this video clip. First, I need to say once again, we have a woman who is realizing her wrongdoing when it's too late. And it's really painful to see a fellow woman crying and in pain and kind of frustrated. But reality is, it is painful, yes. But at some point, we actually need to be honest and say, who put you in this position? You put yourself in this position. And she's realizing that, and she's also admitting that she put herself in this position. This clip is much more longer than what I am showing. And at some point, she actually referenced to Kevin Samuel saying that he was right with all the messages he was trying to put out to women. But a lot of women don't want to listen or didn't receive the message that he was trying to put towards women in a positive way. You know, when men try to advise women on things that they shouldn't do, a lot of women always see it as controlling and who are you to tell me how to live my life and all that stuff. But most likely they just want the best for you. However, guys, the thing about this video is why it is so painful to watch, not just because she's crying, but it is painful to watch because this is just one example of multiple. This is one of the women who is, can we use the word brave enough to come clean and to admit her wrongdoing to the world, but actually maybe just for herself. She's talking about accountability, which I am always a fan of, but is it accountability? Is it just a way of seeking attention? We cannot tell. But reality is there are a lot of women who are going through this and they would not share the truth because they are too proud. Their pride is going to cover up the issues that they're facing. And one of the problems with being too proud, especially when you're actually doing wrong, is that you're never going to realize it and you might never wake up and do the work that you need to do to put yourself in a better position. And for that to happen, I don't necessarily think that you need to go on the internet and start sharing all of your business, right? I think there's so many other ways for you to be accountable and honest to yourself and seek help. It could be therapy. For some other people, it's religion. But really be honest to yourself and admit to yourself that the way you've been living life hasn't given you the right outcome. You're putting yourself in a bad position. And only if you actually recognize that what you have been choosing is not the best, only then you can start making a change. So this is a typical scenario of a strong and independent woman. I can do whatever I want. The narrative of I don't need a man. I'm a boss chick. I am just all about the bag. I just want to make quick money. I can use a man for his money, thinking they can outsmart men and use them for their selfish needs, which is most likely just money and spending and buying materialistic things. So in some shape or form, you might have been able to use a few men in the moment, but all they lost was money while you are losing integrity, your time, your inner peace, and so much more. So there is a certain group of women who tend to be the loudest and very influential towards other women. They will lure you into their world. At the end of the day, yes, it is your own choice to follow that path. But this idea of women being strippers and hookers and just using men for fun or for money, it's been out there for quite some time now. But as soon as it goes wrong, these women who are so empowering towards you to do this and to join into this lifestyle, they are not going to be there for you when you have to face the trauma, the hurt, the pain, the loneliness, the sadness, the bitterness, and the hard realization on your own. They're not going to be there for you. So these women will tell themselves that they don't need a man. They can do it all on their own. A man is not worth anything. A man is only necessary for them to get monetarily gain, to use them, to so-called finesse them. I'm sure that's a term you guys have heard. Well, come to realize that they do need a man and they do want a man. A lot of these women who love to pretend to be boss chicks and business owners while they're actually just only selling their bodies either physically in strip clubs or being hookers or online in forms of OnlyFans and other type of web pages that promote that type of business. They do realize that they want love. They do realize that something is missing, especially when you're getting older and, you're not being able to engage as much as you were when you were in your early teens or in your early 20s. You're now hitting 30 or even 30 plus. You're 33, 35, and there's always a younger, much more hotter girl around you. So the competition is really tough. They're realizing how long do they want to be strippers or doing this nonsensical type of life. They're never finding peace. They're never finding home. And it dawns on them and they think, oh, maybe I've been making the wrong choices. Maybe I do want to have stability in my life. Because the thing is with a lot of women, it's not that they don't have the opportunity to meet great man, good man, how they like to say, oh, I just want a good man. I just want a God-fearing man. That's just lies. A lot of them, especially in the prime years or once they follow this narrative, this group of women that they are highly celebrating, they like to pretend and say they want a good man, but actually they just want any man who's able to spend a lot of money on them, not caring how he got the money, not caring about him as a person, just the selfish, I want. So reality for a lot of women is we do want to have a relationship. We do want to have stability. We want to be taken care of. We want to be able to just fall back and know that there's someone who's always going to be there for us, protect us, guide us, lead us, and love us, someone who's going to make you feel like the princess that you are, if that makes sense. But most women are not going to experience this because they have made the choice not to. They have made the choice to only look at men in a negative way. And there was a part where she was talking about survival, right? Survival nowadays in the Western country, in the Western world, is like, what are you talking about? There's always a way for you to get a job. There's always a way for you to have, some type of benefit, social security, whatever the case may be. But a lot of women would love to use survival to cover up for their selfish intentions, right? So you wanted to have fun, you didn't want it to be responsible, accountability, throw that out of the window. You were just looking for a way to feed your selfish desires, which was having fun, drinking, partying, and spending someone else's money, right? Not thinking about the future, not looking into how can I grow as a person? How can I grow my finance? How can I just learn to become a better me? But no, just impressing other women with the materialistic things that you have. Who has the longer hair? Who has the bigger bum? Who has the biggest and finest bag? Stuff that actually doesn't matter, especially when you genuinely cannot afford it, but you're just living a lifestyle of pretending, okay? So that is what women like to call survival. Faking and being in a life, living a lifestyle that they cannot afford, but someone else is going to pay for it. And that's why she found herself chasing the wrong men, right? Men who are going to be quickly spending money on you, but they don't really care for you. And most of them who would tap into that type of life, they know exactly what they're doing. They know you're just there for the money, and they know what they're there for. So they don't mind spending it on the night, taking you out to lavish dinner, buying you a bag that they don't really care for, because they know what their intentions are. So you actually both are just using each other. However the case may be, going on into her story, she has a child. She's a mother. And this is a typical cycle that has been happening for years now, right? That women turn pregnant for men who are not fathers, for men who don't want to be fathers, for men who are not committed to you, for men who are not married to you. You just didn't take the right steps to protect yourself, right? And a lot of women would say, oh, it just happened. What am I supposed to do? Like, he got me pregnant. No, you let him get you pregnant by not taking the right steps to protect yourselves from getting pregnant. You were sleeping unprotectedly with a man who you just met for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, who's not actually committed to you, who's not saying, look, I want to be in a long-term relationship with you. I want to get married. I want us to become parents. He didn't say anything of that. You slept with him because it was fun in the moment, especially unprotected. And most women do this. We take the pill, we don't take it regularly, we take it here, we take it there, then you forget it once, you forget it again. Like, these are things that you're actually capable of doing right, but we always choose to do it wrongly. And then what happens is you got pregnant. You got pregnant for a man that you only knew for 90 days, and for sure they are not together anymore. That relationship was never built on stability. It was built on fun. It was built on, how she said, survival. This is a woman who's saying from her own mouth that she knows how to, have fun in the bedroom, and she knows how to seduce a man, but she doesn't know how to love a man. She doesn't know how to care for someone else. And it starts with, if you don't even know how to love and respect yourself and your body and make the right choices for you as a person, I doubt it that you're going to be able to love someone else, especially the opposite sex, because you've never learned what love towards a man means. You've never taken the time to learn and understand, what do men want for you to be in a relationship, in a stable relationship. And you also never taken the time to understand who you are and learn how to be a feminine woman. Instead, you were just turning yourself into a piece of play toy, and now long term you're facing the consequence. It's heartbreaking. It's really sad to see this story. And as I said, this is not just one story, she's just one example, but this is something that is happening a lot. It has become so normal and common for women to just give up their bodies to random men. It has become so normal for women to tap into sexualizing themselves, but at the same time, while they are sexualizing themselves and profiting from it, they are so quick to judge a man from doing the same thing. This is nonsensical. You have a lot of women in the West, I think especially in the US, it is a big thing that you have young women or women in any age group who are so free and easy to tap into hookup culture, to tap into being hookers, being paid for sexual encounters, to tap into, you know, becoming an OnlyFans girl. It starts with some stupid nudes on Instagram. It has become so normalized to just show your body, do whatever with your body, sleep around, and not thinking about the outcome, not thinking about the consequences. This is just bad. And all the women who are supporting this, who are shouting towards other women and calling this empowerment and how beautiful this is, these women are literally lying to you. There is nothing empowering about putting your body, your special body, your womb out to everyone and then having to face the downsides on your own. There's nothing empowering about becoming a stripper. There's nothing empowering about becoming a hookup girl. This is actually sad. And women who used to do this early on, they understood that, look, I need to shut up about this. I need to keep this secretly because I have responsibility to carry towards other younger women looking up to me. But nowadays, everyone has become so loose, and our society has become a weak society because women are not women anymore. They are not carrying the responsibilities. They're not taking care of themselves. And we are having more and more men who are, you know, tapping into this because it's so much easier. Why should I go out to the world? Why do I even want to deal with these types of women? I'd rather just pay them off and get my quick fun by looking at them on OnlyFans or paying for, you know, a time out, because women have put themselves in a position where men are not going to value them anymore. It's like the whole thing together is just bad for everyone. For us as a society, it's just bad. And for the next generation to come, for the recent generation who's watching, this is just bad. I'm going to talk about this in another episode. I think I'm going to talk about OnlyFans. I need some time to do that. But what has been happening, the changes that our society has been going through, it is not at all empowering. This is not pro-women. This is actually putting women down. This is the same thing that they've been shouting and crying about. Oh, the patriarchy, and men are so evil, and men are doing this. But you guys are actually the ones putting yourselves in this position. No one is forcing you. You're doing this all in the name of feminism, bad bees, boss chicks. I'm empowered, I'm strong, I'm this, I can be a stripper, I can be a hooker, just because you guys are looking at women who are not worth celebrating, being influenced by social media, by some rappers. Cardi B, a woman who is talking about how she would drug men, right? First lure them into a sexual relationship, then drug them, beat them up, and steal from them. This is what women nowadays are considering empowering. No, this is actually shameful. This is really bad. But I think I'm going to let this go now. I wish everyone a nice day. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.